In this video, we're going to look at the unique function, we're going to look at the sort function, and we're also going to explore the sort by function. Now we're going to look at the basics of each of these functions before we explore something a little bit more complex using a combination of these functions. So let's first look at the unique function. The unique function will return a unique list, or it'll return a list of items that appear only once. So let's take a look at the syntax for unique. So the syntax is array, then by column, and then exactly once. Now we see these by column and exactly once are in square brackets. That means that they are optional. So if we wanted a unique list of products, we could just select our products and we could just press enter, and we will be returned with a unique list of products because the other two items are optional. Let's go ahead now and take a look at the other two items. So I'm going to skip by column for a second, and then we're going to look at exactly once. So exactly once allows you to return items that appear exactly only once, or return every distinct item. Returning every distinct item is the default. So if we were to select false, we will get the same result that we got when we didn't select anything because it is actually the default. But if we select return items that appear exactly once, this is going to return a list of items that are contained within your original list that only appear once. So items that have a duplicate won't be in there at all. So we can see that grapes and lemons only appear once. Now I'm going to take a quick copy of this and I'm going to place it down here, and I'm just going to transpose it for a second. So I'm going to use the transpose, and I'm going to go back in and I'm going to start the unique function again. So we will say equals unique, and then we will take our array going across the columns. Now it's asking us, do we want to return unique columns or unique rows? Well, in this case, we want to return unique columns. And again, we can say we return items that appear only once. And we can see now that we have spilled this across the column. So if you're selecting data that's going across the columns, you need to use the by column or by row option in the unique function. So the unique function will return a unique list of items, or a list of items that only actually appear once. And that's the basics of the unique function. Now let's take a look at the sort function. Well, the sort function will take a list and it will sort the list. So the syntax for sort is array, then we have sort index, sort order, and by column as well. So if we were just to take an array, because the other options are in square brackets, they are optional, and hit enter, we would get a sorted list of items. Now we can combine sort with unique. So if we were to go back in here and put in unique, then we could get a sorted list of unique items. So that is the basics of sort. Now sort can work on multiple columns. So let's say sort, and we want to take in all of these columns here. And now we want to select a sort index. So for example, what column is it we want to sort by? Well, let's say we want to sort by the third column. We then also have an option of sorting by ascending, which is optional, or descending. So we will skip that, which will sort it by ascending. Then we need to select whether we want to sort by column or by row. Again, by row is the default. So we will put in by row. But if we had the data going across the columns, we would sort by columns. And this will return an entire array sorted by the third column, which is the sales rep column. Now we can also sort by multiple columns. So let's go back in here and I will delete back to there. And now we have our sort index. Now let's say we wanted to sort by two different columns. Let's say first we wanted to sort by the sales rep and then we wanted to sort by the value. So we want to sort by column 3 and then by column 4. Now note, they are put inside of curly brackets because you're putting an array within an array formula. So you put these inside the sort bracket. Now if I hit enter and close, it's going to sort the values by first by the sales rep column and second by the value column. But what if you wanted the columns sorted differently? For example, the first column started ascendingly and the second column started descendingly. Well, let's go back in and we can amend our formula again. So this time, inside curly brackets, you put in the sort order for each column that you have specified to sort by. So for example, we want 1 for our sales rep and we want -1 this time for our values. And that should be in a curly bracket and then close my bracket. And now you see we have our sort order has changed around that the highest value is first, but we have our sales rep sorting in ascending and we have our values sorting in descending order. So what you need to remember is you can sort by multiple columns when you're using the sort function. However, what you cannot do is sort by a column that's not included in the actual array. For example, if we now wanted to sort this column by date, we would actually need to include the date column in this array here. Or we can use the sort by function if you don't want to actually show that particular column in your formula. So let's go through the sort by function. I'm going to delete this. We'll relabel this to sort by. So we'll start by looking at our sort by syntax. So sort by first looks for an array. Now this is the array that you want to sort something by. Then it looks for what array you want to sort it by and the sort order. Now by array and sort order, you can have multiple by arrays and multiple sort orders. For example, we want to sort our table, our product, customer and sales reps. We want to sort this by the value, but we don't want to actually show the value and we want to sort it in descending order. So you can see there now that we have sorted our table of products, customers and sales reps, but we've actually sorted it by our sales value in descending order, but we haven't shown our actual sales by value. So that's the difference between sort and our sort by function. Sort will allow you sort the columns that you selected in the array by any of the columns that you selected within the array. Sort by will allow you sort by a column that you've not selected in the sorting array. So in the array that you want sorted, you can select a different column that's not in that array in the sort by function. Using the sort, sort by and unique function, we're going to look at something a little bit more complex in this example. We have a table of clocked time for runners in a running club. We have Alison, Peter, John, and we have Alan, and each one has clocked a number of times for a 5K run. And what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to produce a sorted list of unique runners based on their average time for a 5K. So we'll start by calculating the average time ran by each one, and we'll do this using dynamic arrays. Now we want a sorted function. We're going to start with the sort function. It's then looking for the array that we want to sort. Well, the array that we want to sort is going to be the averages. So we will start with average, and we're going to use average if s. Now what it's looking for in our average if s is our range that we want to average. So we want to average our times. It's then looking for our criteria range, and we want this based on the actual names. Then it is looking for our criteria. Now it's in here that we are going to use the unique function, and the unique function we are going to base it again on our names. So we can close that there to close our unique function, and we can also close this to close our average function. Now it's looking for our sort index which we can skip, and our sort order which we're going to put in ascending value. So that'll give us our average times from our fastest to our slowest. But it's only given us our average times. It hasn't actually given us the list of names as well. So we can now sort our list of names based on this column here. So we will go into our names column and we will start by our sort by function. So our sort by function is first looking for the array that we want to actually sort. So we want a unique, and we want a unique list of our names. So we can close a bracket on our unique list. Then it is looking for the array that we want to sort this by. Now we want to sort it by our average times formula. So what we're going to do is we are going to re-enter our average if s function. So the first thing our average if s is looking for, because this is our sort array now. So we want the range first. So we will take our times as our array. It's then looking for our criteria range, and we know our criteria range is going to be our actual names. And it's then looking for our actual criteria. Well, again, we are going to use the unique function, and we are going to use a list of our unique names, and we can close that bracket for our unique function, close again for our average if s, and then we can close one more time. Oh no, we don't need to close one more time. We're back into the sort array. So we've got our sort array. Now we have our sort order, and we want this in ascending order as well. So now it's looking like Peter is running the fastest. So let's take a look at Peter, and we can see our average for Peter is 27.2, which is correct. Our second fastest is Alison, which comes in at 27.2 as well. So that comes in second. Our third fastest is then John. So we can see the average for John is 24.9. And finally, our average for Alan is the slowest. Now we could change all these to go from slowest to fastest. But because we've changed the entire order in our name, we'll also have to change the order that our average times are placed. So it shows it from the slowest to the fastest. Now that is quite complex, but it is very exciting that with only two formulas, we can now summarize this data and sort it very, very quickly. You may have to rewind this video and rewatch those formulas again, but it is very useful to know how to combine the sort and the sort by function with the likes of averages, sum if s's and other functions, and along with the unique function.